The Lifetime Achievement Award for Life Sciences Ontario is one that is a very special award for Life Sciences Ontario. It's awarded to an individual who's made significant contributions over their career to life sciences across a variety of different sectors. The Life Sciences Ontario Lifetime Achievement Award is a big deal, and this will not be lost on Dave Smardon, who is this year's recipient. Dave has made a lifetime contribution to Canada. He's made a lifetime contribution to the commercialization of innovation. He's made a lifetime contribution to working in the innovative space. This is his passion. These are things that he loves to do. He also has a lifetime passion for developing people. I've known Dave for probably 20 years, and the people that he has developed have been outstanding. He's also excellent at cooperating and collaborating with people. He's a network builder. He will work right across the country. He will find the right people to deal with. This takes talent. This takes a lot of persistence and what I call stick-to-itiveness, and he does exactly that. Dave Smardon is an outstanding winner for the Life Sciences Ontario Lifetime Achievement Award. He's very personable, he's very thoughtful, and he's got a lot of interest in developing people. This award is very well deserved for Dave. So join me in watching this short video of the lifetime achievements of Dave Smardon. Very well deserved.
I graduated with a degree from University of Toronto in economics, and my first job was that of a programmer. So that got me into working for Texas Instruments. And from that point on, I was involved in high tech, new innovations, new technologies, and so on.
I first met Dave as part of the committee that was assigned to find a new president. I guess I thought he was probably an ideal candidate, except for the fact he had zero agricultural experience.
He came in and he was a guy who knew finance, he knew investment, he knew how to work with companies, but he didn't know a lot about agriculture at the time.
Dave got involved in ag tech before a lot of us called it ag tech. And Dave took a lot of the skills that he had from the IT industry, went through and tried to translate them into basically enabling companies in ag tech to grow, develop, and to scale.
When I think of my dad and his career, it's just Bioenterprise, like that's all there is. It's funny because he never knew anything about agriculture. I mean, nothing even related. So he probably could have killed a plastic plant. He had to teach himself and find out all this information through his network, through learning, and it's just, I'm so proud of him for that.
It took probably a year to a year and a half for me to really start to feel comfortable in a sector that I knew nothing about.
He was a big thinker and big ideas for Bioenterprise, and really resisted the idea that Bioenterprise should be this local two-person organization.
Dave was the first person we went to when we wanted to look at getting into agriculture. Vive Crop Protection started off as a technology looking for a home. And everybody out there said, you have to go through and talk to Dave Smardon. He is the nexus, the center point for ag in Canada.
Over a period of time, we got more and more calls from entrepreneurs from further and further away. The good news was that this allowed us to generate more funding. So with more money, we could hire more people, we could service more businesses, and we could increase our geography.
The success of Bioenterprise over the past 20 years are numerous. Roughly $500 million of economic value generated through their activities. Over 2,500 young startup companies were supported and helped through the efforts of the Bioenterprise staff. Over 2,000 new technologies and new ideas were developed and fostered through the organization.
Dave saw that the world, specifically in agriculture, was a disjointed world across the country. It was kind of dysfunctional in the sense that there was all these regional organizations with regional mandates. There wasn't this national vision.
His knowledge has really guided them in a successful way. So the current iteration of Bioenterprise with its national scope has just been, I think, phenomenal. It brings the country together. And it's a difficult industry because our country is so large, right? It is so large. How do we bring everybody together? Bioenterprise does that.
There were times I wondered where the optimism came from. I was there in the transition from being what I would consider an Ontario-centric organization to a national organization. It was tough going at times, right? But yet still through it all, this chord of optimism just kind of came through constantly, right? One of the guys at the place says, I'm a realist, but I'm just sometimes overwhelmed by Dave's optimism.
Dave and Bioenterprise and Agri-Tech, I would say, are synonymous. So, all of the players, really recognize Dave for his expertise.
I think Dave is a very people-focused leader. He's also one who is a leader in innovation and commercialization of innovation.
Dave has the ability to go through and be very comfortable in a range of situations, which is absolutely critical because you're dealing with people from across the spectrum. You're dealing with suppliers, you're dealing with buyers, you're dealing with government, you're dealing with funding agencies, and you need to be actively engaged with all these other organizations. You need to be actively engaging with all these other organizations, and he fits that to a T.
He is very adept at connecting the dots. If we plant the seed here, what kind of impacts it might have in other places.
He connects people, he knows everybody within both public and private sectors. Dave's a collaborator. He works with others to find solutions, to find agreement, consensus, and to move projects and strategies forward.
He's also a really good visionary. He sees the big picture and can articulate what he'd like to see happen for a program or, the growth of a company.
Dave is incredibly kind. He's a great listener. When you have young companies that are eager to move forward or personalities within those companies that are eager to move forward, to know how not to squelch that enthusiasm, but to nurture it. Dave has definitely got those attributes.
He really knows how to connect with people, and he can, use humor to put people at ease. He can walk into a room and grasp everybody's attention with what he's saying and really spread that passion that he has for Bioenterprise to everybody else.
He is fun-loving, okay? We're at conferences together, we go on business trips together, we meet with government. These are important meetings in terms of the future of Bioenterprise and the funding that we're able to provide to companies. But he's always lighthearted and, at the same time, very professional.
Sometimes meetings get quite tense, and I think Dave has that ability to bring levity into those discussions. So although we have a thorough and comprehensive discussion, it's not at the point where people are being aggressive.
Dave is a very positive thinker. He's creative. And I think he's creatively created a positivity about his golf game, which doesn't really exist. He hits the ball far and he hits the ball long, but unfortunately it doesn't always end up in the middle of the fairway.
He has a lot to contribute to young people in the sector, and he's not afraid to bring on the young generation and really help them learn and understand the ecosystem in ag-tech and food.
Dave has a very strong interest in developing young people and helping them develop their careers. If ever there is an example of someone who blossomed under Dave Smardon's tutelage, that would be Jessica Bowes.
One of the things I remember Dave saying early on is that, Bioenterprise is really about helping to catapult people into their career paths.
And I've seen in many cases he going out of his way to help develop, mentor, and bring forward the talents that he brings into the organization and help them succeed in their future careers. So from that perspective, I think he really is a people person on top of it.
There have been a lot of programs we've run that are related to youth. One was back in 2017, where we had potentially 30 students come through our offices. He was always there welcoming them, walking them through what Bioenterprise did. So he really coached them well in what he was doing, which I think gave them pathways into their new careers.
He's very generous with introducing you to different folks so that you can learn from them as well.
Dave has had a tremendous impact on the Agri-Tech ecosystem, both in Ontario and Canada. Capital and expertise is really needed for small startup companies to validate their idea, get their business going, and succeed. I think Dave has had a great impact within the ecosystem to articulate those needs.
Dave's legacy will be that he's enabled the building of a transnational organization, enabled the collaboration across the country, built an ecosystem along with a wide range of people out there.
He's really continued to evolve the organization in such a way that it's going to be solid for the future, which is a good thing for Canadian entrepreneurs in agriculture.
Dave's legacy in the agri-tech sector is the value and importance he places on those early career individuals. I think that's a massive legacy and something people will remember him for.
His legacy will be that he's took this little two-person organization and transformed it into the major agricultural network in Canada. And he did that despite a lot of setbacks that would have stopped a lot of other people.
His legacy is going to be Bioenterprise with sustainable funding, and now in a place to do the things that we do coast to coast over the long haul.
He will be viewed as someone who cared, whether it was about you personally in your career path or the agricultural community across Canada, or even globally, and being an ambassador for Canadian agriculture.
When people think of Bioenterprise, they're going to think of Dave Smardon and everything that he's done for that organization, all the time and energy he put into it, the ups and the downs for so many years. His hard work and dedication and the passion he brings to his work is going to definitely be something people look back on and think, yeah, this is how I want to be when I bring myself to work.
Dave, I want to offer you my sincere congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award from Life Sciences Ontario. I can't think of a more deserving individual.
Congratulations on this Lifetime Achievement Award, Dave. We are so proud to see it go to you, and I am very proud to say I'm a member of your team.
So Dave, congratulations. This award is very well deserved, and I'm just so proud of you and everything you've accomplished at Bioenterprise, and it's just great to be on your team.
I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I wanted to wish you all the best and congratulate you on the Lifetime Achievement Award, which you so well deserved. Congratulations, big guy.
All your time in the ag community has been at our benefit, so thanks so much for all your hard work and energy. Congratulations.
It has been my honor and pleasure to have worked with you for the past 35 years. Your creativity, positivity, and enthusiasm have inspired me, and I congratulate you on this award.
I can't think of anyone more deserving than you, Dave. Congratulations on this award.
Dave, congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award. I feel fortunate to have worked with you for all those years.
Dave, congratulations on receiving this award. It represents your vision, enthusiasm, and commitment to our industry.
Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. I think it's a reflection of your decades of effort on behalf of the life science community. And it is truly a testament to the commitment that you've put into this space.
This award is well deserved. You've done a fantastic job of creating the ecosystem in Canada for ag tech. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Cheers.
Congratulations, Dad. We are so proud of you, and this is a well-deserved award. I want you to know we love you so much, and I want to say a huge thank you for everything you've done for us. I'm really excited to see what you do in the future.
I can see the retirement in the distance, and more time to travel, more time to play golf, more time to spend with my wife. Although she may argue that she doesn't want any more time with me.
Well, good evening, everybody, and I think we've had just a fantastic cadre of award winners: Mark, Miro, Jim, DNA Stack. We've got a good history together. Wanda, you are amazing, and Brian and Jolene, awesome job. Like, you've all made great contributions. I'm really honored to be up here, though, to be able to talk about Dave Smardon and to have Dave come up and accept the Lifetime Achievement Award for Life Sciences Ontario. This is a big deal, and he recognizes that. And so without further ado, some of his team members are here. Dave, come up and get your award.
Well, I had a lot of comments to make, but after seeing that video for the first time, I'm not sure any of them are appropriate anymore. Wow. This is a huge honor. It's also a very humbling experience. I'm sitting here in a room full of 500 plus people. There are CEOs and executives from some of the leading life sciences companies. There's luminaries from the academia and research world. There's innovation stakeholders. And I asked myself, do I really belong here? So that's why it's so humbling. I know I'm the only person sitting between you and being able to go home and watch the next episode of Ted Lasso. Which, based on the laughter, I know that you all watch it. So I'll try and make my comments fairly quick. I have a couple of points here that I wanted to make. Some of them are already obvious from the video you saw. I've been really fortunate from the companies that I've been able to work with. And, you know, when young people come to you and they say, well, how do I plan my career? The answer is you don't, because I sure as heck didn't plan my career. I got lucky to work for two of the most innovative, culturally innovative organizations in the world, in Texas Instruments and Apple Computer. And I did this back in the days of the high-tech craziness, right, the heyday. And if you were able to take what happened in the Silicon Valley and put it in some way in a picture and throw it on the wall over here, and then you take what has happened in the 2000s with agriculture, agri-tech, and food tech, and throw it on the wall over there, you'd have a mirror. The opportunities that exist right now in agriculture and ag tech are unbelievable. And that's what they were in high-tech way back in the late 80s and early 90s. So I'm so pleased to be able to work with those kinds of organizations. I worked with some startups, and that was another type of education. But during this process, I got asked some questions. And one of the questions I got asked was about mentorship. And I think you saw something on the video that talked a bit about that. I had the most incredible group of mentors over the years, starting in Apple. A guy named Norm Kirkpatrick. He taught me, if you're a manager, get the hell out of the way. You are hiring the most passionate, intelligent, creative individuals. Let them do what you've hired them for. Knock down the barriers. Let them learn from mistakes. And let them grow. And I've tried to keep that kind of philosophy with me all the way along. And certainly at Bioenterprise, we've had a ton of people come through, young people, and I've often said, let's do an alma mater for Bioenterprise, because I think it would be really impressive to see where all the 30 to 40 to 50 people are now located these days. I got approached by an individual who has been very dear to me. He's passed away now, and some of you may know him. His name was Dr. Larry Milligan. And Dr. Larry Milligan was the Vice President of Research at the University of Guelph. He's a very soft-spoken man. But he was a visionary like you wouldn't believe. And he approached me and he said, I need you to come and manage Bioenterprise. And I said, but Larry, I don't know. Well, what I said to him was, I know SFA, about agriculture and food. And he said, don't worry about that. And he says, you'll learn it through osmosis. What you have right now is what you need. It's what we need in the agriculture industry. And Larry had a vision. He knew that the agriculture ecosystem was incredibly fragmented, that we were our own worst enemies, and the only way to get around this was to create a national organization. Now, this was his vision. Somewhere along the line, I drank the Kool-Aid and it became my vision. And I've gone with it ever since. So I look at Larry and I think him a lot, actually. And I think, I hope you're looking down at this to see what's going on, because we're having some success. And agriculture as you took a look at those two mirrors that I said, agriculture is at the burgeoning side where high-tech was way back in the 80s. And the only road is up for agriculture and agri-tech. You got to feed the people, right? When you look at the mentors, though, I've also had, when Larry left, I've had some other individuals who have really, really helped me along. You're only as good as the people around you. Warren Libby, former CEO of Syngenta Canada. Colin Farnham, who you saw in there, is the former vice president of Maple Leaf Foods. This guy right here, John Kelly. Murray McLaughlin, who's sitting right over here, who you probably know from the past. And Italo Serra, who was my CFO for all those years. I thank all of them because I wouldn't be up here without the tutelage and the support that they gave me all that time. I made a couple of notes here. There's a few other people I think I should be talking about. Family. So my daughter, Natalia, who's over here, she's given me a lifelong lesson. It's a lifelong lesson. You don't get a diploma at the end. You simply get satisfaction and pride. And I look upon her, and I talk to her all the time. She has a degree in HR and recruitment and so on. She keeps me politically correct when I don't want to be. She tells me what I should and shouldn't do, which is great. So that lifelong learning is now turned into another form of education for me. Her husband, Yui, okay, so this is an anomaly here. Yui knows more detailed information about every subject on the planet than you could possibly believe that one person could know. He's a walking internet. The problem is that Yui's also a gamer, and he helps us play games at night. We get these gaming situations where we all get together. He couldn't win a game if his life depended on it. And yet he's got all this knowledge. Thanks to Natalia and to Yui for being there. There is one more person I need to thank. I've had a mentor for 35 years. And this particular mentor has given me advice, direction, probably used the words every once in a while to say, "What on earth were you smoking?" Or, "What were you thinking?" But most of the time, she's incredibly supportive. Even today, she sends me texts, she sends me links, she sends me all kinds of news and information about what's going on in ag and food tech that I don't have time to look at. So these things come sailing across my desk, and I go, "Oh, this is great, thank you for that." But it's not just about the information and the mentorship. She's been the love of my life for 35 years. She's my soulmate, partner in crime, if you will. The one thing she has that you really need to have with me is patience. And she has that in spades. So, Lainey over there, we call her Lainey, her name's Lorraine. She's got the camera on. I love you to bits. Thank you for your support and for everything you've done. Because for all the mentors that I've had over those periods of time, they pale in comparison to what you've done for me, and I wouldn't be up here without you. So I love you. Thank you so much. So the last thing I want to say is, in closing, is you guys can get and watch Ted Lasso really quick. Thanks to the LSO for recognizing this, recognizing me. You know, when you look at, I looked at that video and I thought, that's not me. I didn't do all those things. And then you start looking back and you go, well, with John's help, with Murray's help, with others' help, yeah, I guess we did accomplish a lot. But there's so much more to do. So when someone says, you got the Life Sciences Award, it must mean you're getting old. Okay, check mark, that's true. Are you going to retire soon? I'm not ready. And most of all, my wife Lorraine is not ready to have me around the house, walking aimlessly with a screwdriver in my hand, wondering what to do next. So I'm hanging in there for a little bit longer. Thanks, everybody here. Thanks to the LSO. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks to Jason. Thank you, John. It's been a wonderful award. I will recognize this. It will be in my head for the rest of my life. It's that important. It's a very proud moment, and I will cherish it. Thank you so much.